Crazy RC Kids RC tip here. This one's going to be on understanding your shocks, choosing spring rate, preloading the shocks, and shock oil. So here, first thing I'm going to do is going to show you how to select a spring rate. You can see here I have the factory team buggy or truck rear set for the SC10, which is what I'm using. I have the rear, and then I also have the front. So the rear, I already changed everything up to the suspension I like. They had green on here, it was very soft, but now I have blue, and it's got a nice rebound on it. And then I just have the stock preload clips on. So this rear's all set up. I didn't change the weight. I like the weight that was in there. I'm not sure what it is right out of the box because this is box stock except for the spring. And I went with blue, which stiffened it up from here, from 1.90, which was green on it, to 2.55. So this is how you're gonna understand your springs. You're gonna probably want to buy a spring kit. And then on the spring kit, it's gonna come with a chart. And right here, I'm gonna keep this box. There's a chart inside, but you want to go. Put it this way: the higher the number for team associated, it can vary, but the higher the number, like 2.95, this is going to be harder than the green, of course, but the higher the number, the stiffer the spring's going to be. Okay, and then it will be the same for front and rear. So that's how you pick a spring. If you want to go harder, you just go with a higher number. If you want softer, you go with a lower number. And then shock oil. Shock oil would be how it goes through the piston. I'm going to explain how shock works here. The oil is in your shock. So then when the piston goes up, if you have thick oil in there, it's going to be a lot harder for the shock to go up. So, if you have thinner oil, it would be a lot easier to go up. So, that's how you're going to choose shock oil. I have 35 weight here in the front because I did just rebuild these, and it's just still a little bit too soft. So I'm going to change this. Let's go over to our springs. I need harder. So we have truck front. Okay. Spring right here. Gold is 3.70. Gold is what we have on there. So I'm going to upgrade it to 3.90 spring rate with the red. And then another option you have to change in your shock is your shock piston. Shock pistons are how fast the oil can get through the piston. Say this is the circle of your piston and your shock. And then there's going to be these little holes, about 4 of them, in your piston. And you can get different pistons where it's going to be smaller, bigger, and the smaller holes means that it's going to dampen very slow, because the oil is not going to be able to get through the hole as quick. Or you can go with a bigger hole, and the oil will just go right through, and it'll dampen very quickly. So these just have the stock pistons in it, but I hope that helped. And now, the last part of this video is going to be on changing your springs and how to do it. So the first step is going to be to remove your bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and take these springs out. Okay, so now you have your shocks off of your truck or buggy. So now we're going to change out the spring, and to do this, you're going to take the bottom of the spring here and lift up on the piece of plastic it's on, and slide that piece of plastic off of the spring. So now you have this, right? And now you just got your spring sitting there. Your spring is just going to come right off. Now, your spring has a plastic piece on the top, which goes at the top, and I just took it out. So now we're going to change the spring. So you're going to go get your front springs, and get the stiffer or softer springs out, whatever you want to do. And I just can't get, there we go. Oh. Okay, so I want the red springs. Mine just all came out. I dropped the box, but I'm going with the red in the front because these are stiffer. So what you're going to do here, I'm just going to show you how to do one. Same for front and rear. You take this little plastic piece that goes at the top. You're going to put it in one side of the spring. Okay? It goes right in. And then you're going to take your shock with your preload clips, sorry about that, preload clips on there. Mine just came off, that's why I had a little problem. And this plastic piece is going to go up to the top. Okay? So that was simple. And then you just take the part that went around your rod end here and push up on the spring, put it on with the part that's going, it should have like a little ridge right here in the center that's going to go into the spring so that the spring will sit on this, is going to go up. And now we're going to put it on the try to put it on the rod, and then you're just going to push down, and there you go. That's how you change your spring. Yes, this is much better. I won't bottom out now on my landings. So that was how to change your springs. Now another thing you can do with your shocks, you can change the mounting position. Okay? So I've never really experimented with mounting positions, but normally they come on the middle. You can't see that. There's a middle, one higher and one lower, or you can drill your own. Having it in the highest spot is gonna make your car higher, and then the farthest in will make it as high as. So if you go farthest in and farthest out, it'll be the tallest it can be. Or you can lay it in flat, or kind of flat, not fully flat, of course, but I I don't really know shock mounting positions, but that's just some stuff you can fiddle around with. And then if you have these preload clips like I have here, I don't have threaded shocks, you just pull down on your preload clips and add more, but I can't do that with one hand. And then if you have threaded shocks, if you tighten it down so the spring will compress, that will make your shock stiffer. So that's an adjustment for threaded shocks, or you add spacers here for preload clips. So thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe for some more RC tips on whatever RC. Thanks for watching.